What's up guys, Eric from B-Side. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're not going to be installing a phone mirroring kit front camera interface or CarPlay Android Auto interface. Instead we're going to be installing a new stereo on this Toyota FJ Cruiser that you see over here. This car is great, but it's a little bit outdated. Still using the standard radio player. It doesn't have any touchscreen or it has no screen. It's just the standard CD player. So we're going to upgrade to the very new radio offered by Pioneer. It's the DMH-2660NEX, and this has the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and all the bells and whistles that's offered today. In addition to this, we have some other parts over here that we're going to install at the same time. So I'm going to start from the left over here. This is our standard 10 and 6 pin wiring harness offered by us. This is the Beatson BH1. The one that we offer, it's we use the OEM constructed connectors, so these connectors are really super high quality. And the wires that you see over here is thicker than normal, and it also comes pre-connected with bullet connectors, so it's easier to install. So all we need to do is take the harness from our Pioneer unit. We are going to crimp on new bullet connectors on it, and we just have to plug it on here, and kind of becomes plug and play after that. Moving along, and the next part here is the backup camera, also offered by Beatsonic. This backup camera that we offer is special because very easy to install. All we're gonna do is the screw that's a part of this backup camera to one of the license plate holes. And I already observed this vehicle, there's a hole on it, but it seems like there's something blockage behind it. So we're gonna use a drill bit that's included in this backup camera, and we're just gonna drill right through that hole using the same hole. So we're not gonna see any additional holes or whatnot. It's just gonna be drilled within the trunk lid. So we're going to drill that, and that's where the wires are going to route through. We're going to route all the wires all the way to the radio and then connect it to the new radio over here. So that's how this is going to be installed. And then next product that you see over here, this is actually the phone mirroring kit. This one's the universal one that works for aftermarket radio. So for this new radio over here, it only has RCA composite input. So this device over here is going to convert from HDMI to RCA, and from the RCA it's going to go to the radio. And then from this HDMI side over here, it's going to connect to AV adapters. This is offered from Apple. It's going to connect to this, and then from this it's going to connect to the Apple iPhone, and then we'll be able to successfully mirror our phone's image to this new aftermarket radio. And we have some other parts here. It's just basic HDMI cable that we need, and then we also have over here the video and motion bypass controller for the Pioneer that we are going to install at the same time as well. Alright, so here's a Pioneer unit. I'm going to do an unboxing for you right now. Okay. And let me go ahead and continue on with how to connect this piece over here. So this is the main harness that comes with the Pioneer radio, and it only plugs in one place right here. Plug in like that, and then on the other side we're gonna have to plug into a radio harness such as the one that we provide, the BH1 over here. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So connecting this is super easy. If you want, you could go ahead and refer to the instruction manual, but if you want to just follow this video, you can as well. So basically all we're gonna do is, these are all color coordinated, and some of them are like speaker wires and so forth, and we just have to basically just match the colors. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so we're gonna grab the purple, and on this purple we are going to attach these bullet connectors that matches to ours. Just note that one's male and one's female, so we want to make sure we connect the correct one. Before we do that, we want to take off some of this wire covering. Okay, I'm gonna just use this tool over here. It's just a standard tool, very cheap tool that you probably could buy for a few dollars, maybe $5. Twist them. I like to fold it in half to give it a little girth, so when I'm crimping it on, it grabs better. So go ahead and pay attention to how it matches. So the female side from our harness is the one with the black stripe. So of course you're gonna have to connect the male side to it. So we're gonna grab the one with the stripe over here, grab our male, and we are going to crimp this. Okay, so we got this one crimped. Okay, and then we're gonna crimp on the second one. It's gonna be a female one. onto the solid purple. Okay, so we got those, and then let's go ahead and connect the other two speaker wires, which are the green. So one solid green and one green with a stripe. And the same thing, going to twist it, fold it, and crimp it on. Alright, so how this is gonna connect is just match the colors. So we got the green with the black stripe, also connecting to the green with the black stripe. Okay, just plugs right in there. Solid green to solid green. And we got the purple colors, the solid purple and also the purple with the black stripe. Our 6-pin connector is all connected. Okay, we'll continue on with our 10-pin connector. The yellow is of course the battery. Alright, and the red is power accessory wire. And then now we have this orange with the white stripe. Then ground is just gonna be ground. We're gonna ground it to the car's chassis later. So we'll add a ring terminal to it. Okay, we got some more speaker wires. So these 4 wires here, the white stripe, the gray, and the gray striped ones are all speaker wires. Let me go ahead and get these ready to connect the bullet connectors to. Alright, so we got everything connected. The only thing that's left is this black wire to ground the radio. We also have this reverse gear signal input, and then we also have this parking brake wire. So we're gonna have to figure out which wire on the harness is the factory parking brake. We're gonna have to splice this into that, and then the reverse gear input, we will connect it to the reverse light, and then this ground of course to the car's chassis. Here is for your parking brake wire, and we are going to connect this to this green parking brake wire. So very easy. And I'm just gonna twist these two together, and then I will crimp it onto this ring terminal. Alright, and then this blue wire is going to connect to this. I'm just going to splice into it using one of these. If you have this type of connector, you could go ahead and just crimp that other side on here and just make it plug and play. But we don't have that, so I am going to just connect this using this splicing tool. Alright, so we got this blue one connected, and now we're going to connect this, the parking brake. Alright, so we have this cool wire connector here called the pose C-tap, so we're gonna go ahead and use that. Connect these guys together like this. Okay, this is very easy to use. You just have to screw it on here. Just like from here, just insert it in, and you just have to screw it on like this. Very easy. Alright, so we got everything connected from our bypass over here, and all we have left from this Pioneer harness is the reverse gear trigger signal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just clean all these wires up using some electric tape and some wire loom just to organize all this, so that when we fit it all behind the radio, it's going to be a cleaner install. Alright, so I went ahead and also connected our power supply. This is not needed if you're not installing our foam mirroring kit, but because we need this power supply. This is going to be used to power up the HDMI to RCA adapter. And how we connected this is, once again, we redid our ground wire. We added one more ground from this. And then the red power wire just plugged right in using the bullet connector. They both matched to each other. So the next step is to get in the car, take the factory radio out, connect this to the factory connector, connect this to here, and then we are also going to connect the other accessories that we have, connect this to our backup lamp, and then we'll also install our backup camera. We'll route this microphone, and then we'll also connect some other accessories to this radio and route it to the front. Alright, now that we're in the vehicle, the first thing I want to do is remove the panel around this factory radio, so we could remove it, and we're going to install our new radio in there. And the first thing we want to do is remove these two side panels. It's being held by a little screw. It's a Phillips screw that's down here and also there. We're going to remove that, and then we should be able to pop it out. And then next, this should just pull out. Just like that. All right, and next there's gonna be another Phillips screw. These two, we're gonna remove those. Just go ahead and grab this, just pull it towards you. Just when you disconnect these connectors, just like with any connectors, you are gonna grab it on the connector and pull. Never pull on the wires because you do not wanna strain or dislodge the wires. And now we have 4 10mm bolts here. We're gonna go ahead and remove those. All right, now that we got rid of all the bolts, we're gonna go ahead and pull it out. Before we do so, we're gonna lay some towel over here just so we don't scratch up the interior with these brackets. Okay, let's grab a hold of this and just firmly just pull it. All right, and once you get it out, just go ahead and unplug all the connectors. All right, so we grabbed the radio. Let's go ahead and just put this aside. All right, so here's the cable, the harness. I'm just gonna go ahead and just plug it into these. Just goes right in, just like that. And this one's going to be left disconnected. And then now all we have to do from this side is connect this to the Pioneer radio, and then also ground this to the chassis. I'm gonna just go ahead and ground this to the aftermarket radio. All right, so we got the factory radio out here now on the bench, and what we're gonna do is remove these brackets so that we could mount these on the new radio. So let me go ahead and do that now. I tried this with the Phillips screw. It fits, but it's kind of tight. So just to make it easy, I'm gonna use a socket wrench, 8mm, to remove this. After it's loose, use my Phillips to remove it. All right, cool. Here it is. I'm gonna put this radio aside. Okay, now we'll get the new radio. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and remount the brackets over here. I went ahead and broke a small piece off this. This is the mounting kit that comes with our BH1. Okay, so we're gonna use the screws that's included into the mounting kit to screw on this plastic piece. And then to screw on the factory brackets, we're gonna use the screws from the Pioneer unit. All right, let's test fit this. Let's see how it looks. All right, cool. Fitment looks good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and ground this to the radio side over here on the bracket. It's going to put it over here and just bolt it on here for a moment just to test it. And just make sure the sound works and some of the basic functions work, and then we're gonna continue on connecting the backup camera and the microphone and so forth. All right, guys, so one thing we actually kind of forgot to do is add the steering wheel control interface. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We're gonna use the Axis AX SWC together with the steering wheel control harness for Toyota, so we don't have to splice into the factory wires. This is the part number 78114 from Metra. Let me go ahead and open this. And then this piece over here is going to connect directly to the factory connector. And all we have to do on this is connect the ground and also the accessory wire. And this connector over here is going to the WR. Okay, and then from this harness over here is a direct fit to this interface. Just like that. So that we don't have to use any of the harness that comes with the actual kit, because everything will be just right here, plug and play. So the steering wheel control interface over here, 3.5mm jack, just need to connect it like that. And this will connect to the factory side, and these two will connect to the AUX input left and right here, SWL and SWR. And then we just need to connect these two power wires over here. I'm gonna go ahead and connect these to our main harness over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just splice this into this and also connect this, splice this into one of these wires as well, since all this is neatly connected. All right, so now that we got the steering wheel controls installed and then we know the radio's working fine, let's go ahead and let's route the microphone. And after that, we'll go ahead and install the backup camera. All right, so for this FJ, if we were to mount it up here, the headliner where it ends, it's a bit far, so you want the microphone to be closer to you just for better performance. So instead, we're going to use a double-sided tape and tape it on right here. There's some space, so it's gonna tape it like this and then face the microphone towards the driver, like that. And the double-sided tape part, we'll go ahead and do that later. For now, we will just route the wires. And how we are going to route this is just drop it from the top and it should fall in. And then I'll do the final connection once we put the radio back in. All right, so now let's get ready to connect our backup camera. This is the backup camera we're gonna be using. This is the BCam 7W. It's available from us. Makes it very easy to install because it goes into your license plate screw hole. And on top of that, the quality is very good. It's a really high quality backup camera. All right, so in the package, you will find, of course, the backup camera and then the wiring harness, washers and mounting nuts. Also, it comes with a drill bit for this hole if you need a drill. And then also the instruction booklet over here, okay? And how it's going to connect is basically we need to route this RCA cable all the way from the back of the vehicle to the back of the radio, and there's a video, backup camera video in, is right here, RCN, and we're gonna connect to that. And then the other side of this, and then of course we will need to power this up to power accessory, and then also ground this to the vehicle chassis. All right, so first, let's go ahead and get this guy mounted. All right, now that we're at the back of the vehicle, we're gonna first remove this big panel piece here. Here's a panel removal tool, and there's a little opening here. Let's put it in and just pry it out. These are just little covers. Once you get those removed, here's a 10 millimeter, and let's remove the bolt that's inside. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and remove this. All right, now just go ahead and use a panel removal tool. It's gonna pry this off. There it is. Okay, make sure to open the back window. Okay, so for our next step, we decide to install the backup camera right here. Spare tire is blocking a lot of it, but because of the backup camera is gonna be facing down anyway, you should be able to see up to around here, which is better than nothing. So using the drill bit that was provided, I'm gonna go ahead and just drill straight through from right here. So this is big enough just so the wires could go through for our backup camera. All right, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount this camera onto this hole. So just go ahead and put the wire through the hole. And then put this through the hole. And then go ahead and match the hole, and we're just going to turn this. Okay, so we're gonna route this wire all the way through, go through this grommet, go in the back, and then we're gonna go to the front. We'll go ahead and zip tie everything on the way. All right, so we're gonna have to go through this grommet and try to make this come out on the other side over here. Okay, just take your time, very slowly. It's a very tight fit. I'm gonna try to attempt it with the clothes hanger. Might be a little bit easier. So from here on out, found that the route is down here. So just stick your hand down here, grab the cable. Let's go this way. And we'll go straight down this way. Okay, before I do that, let me go ahead and close these grommets over here. Okay, before I route this, let me go ahead and locate our reverse signal. And then we're gonna go ahead and splice into that and extend the wire all the way to the front because we have to connect that to the radio's reverse trigger signal. Okay, so we're gonna loosen this area up a little bit so it gives us a little bit more room to splice into this backup signal wire. All right, so this is for the backup camera signal. All right, and maybe just double check to make sure the voltage is going through. All right, now I gotta figure out how to route the wires from here all the way to the front. Let me see what the best way is. I'm gonna see if there's an opening this way. Backup camera has to connect to this piece. Alright, we were able to rejoin with the other wires. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to move this fuse over there towards the front of the car just so it's easier to find, just in case if the fuse ever goes out. So I'm gonna cut this here, reattach a different wire, extend it, and reconnect this on the other side. HDMI cable here, here, and then that here, and then it goes out to the front. Okay, okay. Alright guys, so we finished installing the kit. Sorry if I missed some parts on the video, but what we did was we just routed everything through this bottom door sill area, and then we came up and then back to the radio, and our microphone is mounted right here. It was very easy to route it, just went straight down and then back to the radio. And then we have routed the USB cable this way, and this is the connection for the CarPlay or Android Auto, as you can see right now. And everything about this radio works really well. Everything is very fast and snappy. Everything is very responsive and has a lot of cool features. And now we have a backup camera on this FJ. We didn't have one before. There it is. That's the spare tires blocking some of the way, but I mean, it still gives us a really good view of what's behind us when we're parking, so that we won't hit what's back there. Okay, we have that, which we never had. And on top of that, we have this cool Apple CarPlay kit, and also Android Auto if you have an Android phone. And now we could use navigation, all that cool stuff. Pretty happy with the install, and it works very well with our BeatSonic dash kit, which comes with the side pieces and the wiring harness, and also this backup camera. One thing that we couldn't install today was the foam mirroring kit. We had all the parts except for the mini jack. It's a separate item that you have to purchase separately from Pioneer, so we're gonna have to go and order that and install another day. Well, thanks guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and give us a like on this video. It'll help us out a lot. Thanks again, and catch you guys again later.